Good morning, Monday morning, the 16th. I saw where in Missouri they said they captured the guy that shot those 2 policemen. And, like, with my experience, especially with racist Caucasian and racist blacks, because I have to give it to the blacks here. But anyway, I don't believe it for 1 second that he actually did it. I think what they did was they went around and harassed somebody, and, you know, and they probably don't like something about him, etc. But I don't believe it, because the whole time, if they're such good policemen and they're so fighting the war, then that should be the only state that doesn't have any drugs in it, and that's the one state where it gets trafficked out right from there. You know, so I don't, you know, so they're policing, because that reminds me, like today, yesterday when I walk, I usually try not to go around the walk with the church people there, because they're all so like, hey, we're better because you're walking, you're a crackhole, you're walking, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, and the main reason is because I hate, like, they started really hating me, because, like, when I used to cut through the parking lot, you see somebody, they're hitting their pipe before they go into church, and next thing, you know, they're calling you, they're pointing at you, and you're like, yeah, didn't I see you in that car? Then they get all scared, like, you might say something like, I don't give a fuck, but they got a, right next to us, an empty house, and I guess, I don't know if the church bought it or whatever, but, anyway, like, I cut through that way, so like, I guess, like, the dog that followed me, and the old dog used to bark, so, like, and I said, oh, it's just barking, you know, which, dogs bark, but it's hard for me to explain to these people, like, if you don't, like, you know, react, like, throw something, you know, that might actually hit me, you're not going to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd be down with the fucking dog. I'm going to come up to your face and throw the shit right back in your head. I'm just going to come up point blank, bang you in the head with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they do that retarded shit. Well, anyway, they got some dogs back there, and the dog went after Polly. Well, I scream all the time. I scream, like, if somebody knocks on the door, I might scream. It has nothing to do with, like, I'm scared. It just has to do with I'm high strung. And, you know, like, stuff that, you know, like, happens, like, in your unconscious sometimes, you know, like, you have to kick ass, you know, even in your imagination. You know what I mean? But anyway, no, you probably, but anyway, so, like, the dog, like, I already had went past, I was clear, and I saw the puppies, and I knew that she was in there, you know what I'm saying? I also know, I know how to respect a living creature. I know how to respect a female that's, you know what I mean? I know. But anyway, so the church lady pops out of the jail with the guy, and his head's like right above her. And for some reason, I had this image of this lady that this white lady. She had long hair, but she was a prostitute, and she'd always, like, hurry up and jump out, like, and always be disappointed because when she saw me, because, like, I was, she was looking for a job, or whatever. Not me. And that's the look I get. And they go, well, that dog's just barking because it has puppies. And I'm like, I know. I'm worried about the other little dog that it's going after. And they're like, hee hee, like, ha ha, we got you, you got. And I remember it was this church I had went in, like when I first showed up around here, but it was like 2009. I went in there, and and like I didn't pay attention. I think at the time they had like there was 2 Cadillacs out there, and there was like on the pastor, one was in the pastor parking lot, and I had sort of noticed them because they was so similar, So I guess him and his wife, the pastor wife. Well, I go in there, but anyway, when I went in that church, all they did was talk about, you got to give 10% of your tidings. Which, I was like, oh, let me get the fuck out of here. And then they said something, don't listen to rap music. Rap music was the first political music that I thought was really hitting it on key of what was going on in our society. Now, just because, and let me go back to Ferguson. Another reason why I know that it probably wasn't him, it's just like like some of the black people over here. They say the same shit that I hear racist white people say. You know what I mean? Like, you know, gonna treat me like, I remember this white guy, the guy that I sort of was hanging, the other people group I was hanging out with, right, one of them was telling them that I had, like, was the one that was stealing the money, you know, and the money that I was paying for the rent there. But anyway, so I had all my receipts. I made him make receipts, and the landlord, he just had a hard on because I was black. He just knew it was me, you know, whatever. So anyway, I just got up and, you know, I didn't pay the last. I stayed a month without paying rent or anything and just left because I knew, you know, I knew how I was going to go out. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is what they want. But you know what I'm saying? But like, even though like they caught that guy red-handed, but because he said he was spending the money on me, they're gonna come after me. Or it's, you know what I'm saying? They was race. He was one of those racist Christians, holier than thou, you know, motherfuckers. You know, which was funny as hell because the little boy, one of the little kids I knew that he was working with him, all he was doing was driving around making crystal meth. So, you know, but, you know, it's only those black people, and you know what I'm saying? But they got 2 or 3 black people, yeah, you know, like work for them and whatever they, you know, like, and like the black people, like I remember the black guys, they was like, they believed it more than the white guy. I'm like, you know, he knows he's lying. They're like, what? Like, he knows he's full of shit, but you don't know you full of shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't believe anything come out of Missouri because of, you know what I'm saying, you know, you know, I've seen that shit so much, you know, where they just like, they go harass them like basic, and then like 10, 15 years later you find out, you know, after they go back over it, that, you know, he wasn't guilty, and they, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe it. I believe it was Darren Wilson that was shooting him. That's why they like, we gotta get us a nigger. You know, because in that white shirt, he was jumping up and down. I guess now he want to really show off that he is orangutan. We noticed it before you was jumping up and down. The way you walk, the way you talk, your attitude. You know what I'm saying? I noticed that with like some racist white folks. Like, you know, I was like, my dad was a doctor, and I had to go somewhere, and anyway, I guess it was sort of supposed to be a really high dollar fancy place, whatever, and so like anyway, I was there, and I remember like this like, he was like, well, that's really like the type of place I should go, and I'm like, well, you could go right up fucking in there if you want, nobody's stopping you. And, you know, he's just looking at me like he's fucking crazy. I'm like, yes, you could go up in there and tell him to, you know, just go right up to the hostess and tell him the table for you, or who, you know, or if you want to invite somebody else, just go right the fuck in there, you know, order your food and then pay for it and get the fuck out like any other, you know. It's just sort of like McDonald's, except for they got bigger prices and better food. At least you know what the food is, like I recognize the food. That was the only thing great about it. But anyway, but to me it wasn't really all that. It was just, you know, and it's just like when the first, like when I was in Wichita is where they got really bad. The white folks was really like, they really went, you know, all the way, like all crazy hateful, you know, sort of like Missouri. But again, I noticed that it seems like with cocaine, those people get more hostile. So anyway, so I don't believe shit that they're coming out of Missouri. You know what I'm saying? They already. I mean, I don't know who the fuck respects them. I know they don't even respect them. So how do you respect yourself when you turn around and you look at the job that you did in the community that you was at, and it's worse than when you started? It looks more fucked up. That's something to be proud of. And if he did shoot him, right, you know what, are you rejoicing because the 2 people that got shot, maybe the guy with the hole in his fucking head, is that why you rejoicing? Because it doesn't make any sense to have any type of show like, ha ha ha. You know what I'm saying? If those other 2 people are recovering, it's just a matter of self-respect. You know. And I got plenty of self-respect for me. And don't get it twisted. Just because I got respect for me, don't mean you earned a motherfucking thing. Like somebody believing anything that comes out of any sheriff or anybody white in Missouri. I don't care if you're the goddamn preacher. I don't believe you. Because you lies.